If you've been told that eating more leafy greens is the key to staying healthy in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, you've been told right. But what many seniors don't realize is how you eat those greens makes a world of difference. One simple mistake, eating the wrong green the wrong way, could be working against your bones, muscles, and digestion. Especially if you're eating them raw, straight out of the fridge, thinking you're doing your body a favor. Let's talk about one common leafy green that often trips people up: spinach. It's packed with vitamins like A, C, and K, along with folate, iron, and calcium. It sounds like the ultimate superfood, doesn't it? But here's the catch. Raw spinach is also very high in oxalates, naturally occurring compounds that can interfere with your body's ability to absorb calcium and iron. These oxalates bind to minerals and make them unavailable to your body, especially if you're eating it raw day after day. And spinach isn't the only one. Leafy greens like beet greens, Swiss chard, and even the greens on top of your radishes or turnips are loaded with oxalates too. When you eat them raw, they can build up over time and increase your risk of kidney stones and even mineral deficiencies. That means you could be eating healthy salads while still experiencing symptoms like fatigue, brittle bones, or muscle cramps. Now here's the good news. Cooking breaks down those oxalates. A simple steam, sauté, or boil can lower oxalate levels dramatically without destroying the essential vitamins and antioxidants you want to keep. In fact, lightly cooking your greens can actually make nutrients like beta-carotene and lutein more available for your body to absorb. So instead of stripping your bones of calcium, cooked greens can help support your bone health. Another benefit of cooking? It softens the fiber. For many older adults dealing with slower digestion, raw vegetables can feel heavy or even cause bloating and gas. By lightly cooking greens, you make them easier on your stomach while still getting the gut-friendly fiber you need for regularity. If you enjoy salads, there's no need to give them up entirely. But balance is key. Try rotating raw greens with gently cooked options. Mix in cooked kale, warm bok choy, or sautéed collards into your meals a few times a week. You'll still enjoy the freshness, but without sacrificing mineral absorption or digestion. At the end of the day, it's not just what you eat, but how you prepare it. Leafy greens can either support your health or quietly chip away at it, depending on how they're handled in your kitchen. And when you're over 60, these small decisions make a big difference in how you feel every single day. Now, you might be wondering, why do we keep hearing so much about raw salads if cooking makes these greens safer and more beneficial? The truth is, raw vegetables do have their place, especially for people with strong digestion and higher nutrient demands, like athletes or younger adults. But for seniors, the equation changes. As we age, our stomach acid naturally declines, which can make it harder to break down certain plant compounds, especially those found in raw cruciferous or oxalate-rich greens. Even your thyroid can be affected. Cruciferous vegetables like kale, collards, and bok choy contain goitrogens, substances that can interfere with thyroid function if consumed in large quantities raw. Cooking these vegetables reduces the goitrogenic effect, making them much safer for seniors, particularly those already on thyroid medication or experiencing fatigue, weight gain, or thinning hair, common signs of a sluggish thyroid. Now let's take a closer look at beet greens and Swiss chard, two more culprits often praised in the clean eating world. These are beautiful, colorful greens loaded with antioxidants. But like spinach, they are also high in oxalates. And when eaten raw too often, especially in smoothies or juices, they can build up in your system and cause what's called oxalate overload. That's when your body starts storing excess oxalates in places like your kidneys or joints, potentially leading to kidney stones, gout, or worsening arthritis symptoms. But we're not here to scare you away from greens. In fact, when cooked the right way, these same vegetables become some of the most powerful tools for senior health. Steamed collards can help lower cholesterol. Lightly sautéed kale can help boost your intake of vitamin K, crucial for bone strength and proper blood clotting. Warm mustard greens can support liver detoxification and even help regulate blood sugar. Here's a simple way to tell if you're handling your greens right. If they're tough to chew raw, they're likely tough to digest raw too. Use that as a clue. And when in doubt, just steam them. A few minutes in a steamer basket, or even in the microwave with a splash of water, is often all it takes to neutralize most of the anti-nutrients without sacrificing flavor or nutrients. And for those who enjoy green smoothies, here's a gentle reminder. Moderation is key. If you love your daily spinach banana smoothie, consider switching to lower oxalate greens like romaine, watercress, or cooked kale a few days a week. Or blend half-cooked greens with fresh fruit. That way you're still getting the benefits, but reducing the long-term risks. Every bite you take in your 60s, 70s, and beyond has more impact than it did decades ago. That's not a burden, it's a superpower. By simply cooking your greens instead of eating them raw all the time, you unlock more nutrients, reduce your risk of complications, and make your meals easier to digest. It's one of the easiest, smartest changes you can make starting today. Let's talk for a moment about one of the most common misunderstandings. The idea that raw always means better. It's an idea that's been pushed by countless health magazines and diet trends. Raw food diets, raw juicing, raw salads, they all sound clean, pure, and energizing. And for some people, especially younger adults with robust digestion, that may be true. But if you're over 50s, your nutritional needs and your body's ability to process certain compounds are simply different. Take calcium, for example. Seniors are often encouraged to eat more foods rich in calcium to protect against osteoporosis. But did you know that eating raw spinach and beet greens might actually prevent your body from absorbing calcium properly? That's because oxalates bind to calcium in your intestines and carry it right out of your body. You're not absorbing it, you're flushing it. Now let's add in another layer. Medications. Many seniors are on medications that already interfere with calcium or magnesium absorption, like diuretics, proton pump inhibitors, or thyroid medications. When you combine that with a diet rich in raw, oxalate-heavy greens, it can quietly chip away at your bone density, making fractures and falls more likely, even if you think you're eating healthy. It's also worth mentioning that some people are more sensitive to oxalates than others. If you've ever had a kidney stone, chances are your doctor already warned you about spinach, beets, and certain nuts. But even without a history of stones, a high oxalate diet over time can still strain your kidneys, especially if your fluid intake is low, which is often the case in older adults. The solution isn't to cut out leafy greens altogether, far from it. These vegetables are still some of the most powerful disease-fighting foods you can eat, but they need to be prepared in a way that fits your body's current stage of life. Cooked kale, collards, turnip greens, mustard greens, these are incredible sources of fiber, vitamins A and K, and powerful antioxidants. When cooked gently, they support your eyes, bones, heart, digestion, and even memory. And you don't have to give up flavor either. Try sautéing spinach in a little olive oil and garlic. Steam collards and drizzle with lemon juice. Add chopped cooked beet greens into soups or stews. Once you start making these changes, you may notice less bloating, fewer aches, more energy, and yes, even more enjoyment at mealtime. It's amazing how much better your body can feel when you simply help it absorb the nutrients it's already trying to get. That's why for seniors, the cooking method matters just as much as the food itself. We're not talking about trendy detoxes or giving up everything you love. We're talking about small, smart changes that work with your body, not against it. So the next time you're about to toss raw spinach into a salad or a smoothie, pause and ask yourself, would this be better cooked? More often than not, the answer will be yes, and your bones, kidneys, and muscles will thank you for it. Now let's talk about another crucial piece of the puzzle, what you combine your greens with. Because even if you steam your spinach or sauté your kale, what you eat alongside them can either boost or block the benefits. For seniors especially, digestion is like a delicate balance. It's not just what you eat, it's what your body can use. Let's say you've steamed your spinach to reduce oxalates. That's great. But then you top it with cheese, butter, or heavy cream to make it taste better. Unfortunately, those saturated fats may slow down absorption of important minerals like magnesium and calcium. Or maybe you eat your greens with high-sodium processed meats like bacon bits or sausages. That can counteract the anti-inflammatory benefits of your vegetables and instead add to joint pain or swelling. Instead, try pairing your cooked greens with ingredients that enhance nutrient absorption. A drizzle of olive oil can help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A and K. A squeeze of lemon juice adds vitamin C, which helps with iron absorption. And a little garlic or onion not only boosts flavor, it also contains sulfur compounds that support detoxification pathways, helping your liver clear out toxins more efficiently. You can also boost protein intake by tossing your greens with lentils, white beans, or a soft-boiled egg. This is especially important for older adults because many aren't getting enough protein to maintain muscle mass. Remember, leafy greens aren't just for vitamins. They can also be a vehicle to build meals that support bones, joints, digestion, and energy. And here's another often overlooked tip. Cook your greens in batches. Many seniors skip greens altogether because they're tired of washing, chopping, and cooking small portions daily. But if you lightly steam or sauté a larger batch and store it in the fridge, you can use it all week. Just reheat gently and add different toppings or seasonings to keep things interesting. This not only makes it easier to stay consistent, but it also helps you eat greens regularly, which is what makes the biggest difference over time. Now, what about supplements? Some people hear that spinach has iron or that kale has calcium, and they wonder if they still need supplements. The answer depends on your overall diet, medications, and lab results. But here's the key takeaway. Food first. Cooked leafy greens, when eaten properly, can provide you with a surprising amount of nutrition, often better absorbed and better tolerated than pills. You're getting not just the nutrients, but also the enzymes, antioxidants, and fiber that come from whole foods, all working together to support your health in a way isolated vitamins can't. Cooking your greens doesn't mean losing nutrients. It means unlocking them. And by pairing them with the right ingredients, using smart preparation, and staying consistent, you're not just feeding your body, you're supporting your independence, your energy, and your ability to move with strength and confidence. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. And once you start viewing food as something that can work with your body's natural needs, especially as you age, you'll realize that cooking your greens is one of the simplest, smartest choices you can make. So here's the simple truth. Leafy greens can be your greatest ally in aging well, or a quiet obstacle, depending on how you prepare them. In your younger years, your body could often make up for less than ideal eating habits. But after 60, that margin for error shrinks. Your body becomes more selective, more sensitive, and more in need of support, not stress. And that's exactly why understanding the raw versus cooked debate matters more than ever now. Because so many seniors, thinking they're doing the right thing, fill their plates with raw spinach, raw kale, raw beet greens, all while quietly limiting their ability to absorb calcium, iron, or magnesium. All while increasing their risk for kidney stones, bloating, mineral deficiencies, even worsening arthritis. All with the best of intentions. But here's the good news. This is a fixable problem. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need to stop eating greens. You simply need to shift how you eat them, cook them. Lightly steam, sauté, or boil, whatever feels easiest for you. Doing so not only reduces anti-nutrients like oxalates and goitrogens, but it also makes the nutrients you do want more available to your body. Think of cooking as a way to make your food more gentle, more accessible, just like you might use reading glasses or a softer mattress. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. It's meeting your body where it is today, not where it was 30 years ago. And if you've been struggling with bloating, leg cramps, muscle fatigue, or feeling tired despite eating healthy, this could be one of the missing pieces. Nutrient availability matters just as much as nutrient intake. Cooking makes your meals easier to digest, more nourishing, and less likely to backfire in ways you can't feel until months or years later. So the next time you walk into your kitchen and reach for those leafy greens, pause. Ask yourself, how can I make this meal work with my body, not against it? Maybe it's gently steaming your spinach. Maybe it's sautéing kale with olive oil and lemon. Maybe it's skipping the raw smoothie for a warm bowl of greens and beans. Whatever it is, trust that small, consistent changes matter more than perfect meals. Because healthy aging isn't about extremes. It's about adjustments, the kind that protect your digestion, strengthen your bones, reduce inflammation, and keep your muscles ready to carry you through the life you love. So cook your greens. Enjoy them. And know that with every warm, nourishing bite, you're not just eating, you're investing in your energy, your balance, your independence, and your future. You've got this.